said you had something about Paul Stanley. I'm kind of just a little curious to hear what it was.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play the video. I'm actually gonna run in the bathroom while I do it. So out of nowhere, that fucking weirdo, fucking Paul Stanley, who I mean, look, I like Kiss. I've always loved Kiss. I'm also not one of those guys. Sorry, I was looking at what Crudner just said. Jesus Christ. Also not one of those guys who just idolizes people. Like if they have faults, they have fucking faults. Paul Stanley, out of nowhere, spoke out against. I'll just play the fucking video. Um, the video speaks for its fucking self.
Kiss singer and guitarist Paul Stanley is making headlines after releasing a statement onto his Twitter account yesterday surrounding his thoughts and opinions on gender reassignment for children. Paul Stanley shared, "My thoughts on what I'm seeing. There is a big difference between teaching acceptance and normalizing, and even encouraging participation in a lifestyle that confuses young children into questioning their sexual identification as though some sort of game, and then parents, in some cases, allow it. There are individuals who, as adults, may decide reassignment is their needed choice, but turning this into a game or parents normalizing it as some sort of natural alternative, or believing that because a little boy likes to play dress up in his sister's clothes or a girl in her brother's, we should lead them steps further down a path that's far from the innocence of what they are doing. With many children who have no real sense of sexuality or sexual experiences, caught up in the fun of using pronouns and saying what they identify as. Some adults mistakenly confuse teaching acceptance with normalizing and encouraging a situation that has been a struggle for those truly affected and have turned it into a sad and dangerous fad." Stanley's post received several reactions, including some from fellow musicians. Dee Snider reshared Stanley's post and wrote, "You know what? There was a time where I felt pretty too. Glad my parents didn't jump to any conclusions. Well said, Paul Stanley." The Offspring guitarist Noodles gave a different reaction than Dee Snider, where he shared, "This is a very disappointing take, especially from someone who wore high heels, makeup, and teased up hair his whole career. As a young kid, your band helped teach me that I could be whatever I wanted to be. I guess it was just gimmickry after all." Paul Stanley's statement.
Blah blah blah. Whatever. Sorry, I had to go fucking piss because whatever.
No, I hear you. So
Yeah. So either way, fucking Paul Stanley was like, the statement he had. It lasted 20 hours, 20 fucking hours, 20 hours. Let me read you what he wrote because
so that
the
statement,
news
that original statement was recently. Then
2 days ago.
okay, cool.
So where did I put it? Because I had it. I made fun of him.
You always make fun of him. I think
I always make fun of him because I love Paul Stanley, but he's a fucking retard.
Paul Stanley's gonna call and apologize to you one day, and you're gonna cross him off the list, put your makeup, put your lipstick on, and go back to sleep like Steve.
I'm so fucking Connor. It's Paul. I'm so sorry. Where is the fucking thing?
Got them burps, dog.
So Paul Stanley came back out on Twitter, and I think he came back out. Somebody was joking, and I think they were definitely spot on. I'll tell you their joke afterwards. So Paul Stanley wrote, "Well, my thoughts were clear. My words clearly were not. Most importantly, and above all else, I support those struggling with their sexual identity while enduring constant hostility, and those whose paths lead them to reassignment surgery. It's hard to fathom the kind of conviction that one must feel to take those steps. A paragraph or two will remain far too short to cover or convoy my thoughts or points of view. I will leave this for another time and place." So he walked back everything he completely said. By the way, that whatever that was that first statement, that was real.
Yeah.
That was a
that's
dude.
that's how he feels. And I don't
That's
blame
a,
him. You know.
yeah, that's a dude who was just looking at the news one day and was just like, "Fuck this fucking Troon stuff."
He's allowed to have his own opinion, and also
Exactly. Well, I've
like
always
I'm
believed
okay
in
with
that.
people doing what they want, but I also think the thing with the kids and encouraging the kids and like the doctors are allowing kids to have it. Like these kids are young; they can't make some of the right decisions, and
Dude, I am all
kids do play dress up. Like I've known a bunch of girls that were tomboys and stuff like that, but they're fine now. I'm just saying, like as a kid, like gender reassignment as a child. That's
I'm
a
one of those
little-
people who I'm 100% free speech. Like I'm a big, you know me, I'm a big born again Christian. Make fun of God. One of my
Big
favorite
asshole.
comedy sets is George Carlin. George Carlin has the best takes on making fun of religion. I don't get offended. I think it's fucking hilarious. But like you come out with this statement and then like less than 24 hours later you're doing fucking damage control. Paul Stanley was
Well,
just
it's just that he probably had access to his Twitter account one day, and he said something how he felt, and then the
Drunkenly.
people that really take control over his Twitter account, like, bro, you're on tour right now,
Nah,
never-ending
dude. So
farewell tour. You need to fucking get rid of that. Say it when you're not on tour. But
no, I
they're
think
on,
what
they're on their 10th never-ending farewell tour, which is
yeah, well,
crazy.
you saw the first one and I saw the one between that with you. Now, somebody was joking
hold on, what's the name of
around
that story? Is it the never-ending story?
the never ending story. Yeah, Paul Stanley's gonna drown in mud. No, somebody was joking around on Twitter after I posted that, and I think they're right. They were like, I bet you he got a fucking call from Gene Simmons and was like, take that shit the fuck down. By the way, Gene Simmons, big fucking Republican. Also, Gene Simmons will not ever, ever, ever fucking like talk out against certain things because he is obviously. I mean, he sells Kiss coffins. Dimebag Darrell is buried in a Kiss coffin.
Gene's short for Jonathan, right?
I always call him Gene Siemens
Okay.
because he's a cocksucker. No,
There's a State Farm agent over by us by the mall. His name's on the thing State Farm sign. It says Gene Dix. This sounds like the proper terminology for Gene's penis is Gene's.
there we
dicks.
go. Seth coming in as the voice of reason. My pronouns are Speckle
Oh.
and Schmeckle.
Peckle and
I
Schmeckle,
dude, I
dude.
respect that. That's fucking pretty cute.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, but dude, it's just you know what it is like. It's like if random example, let's just say like Biden came out and was like, I fucking hate Christians. And then he walked it back. I'd be more pissed at him for walking it back. Just
Or
stick
no, no, it was. Biden came out. He's like, yo, you know what I fucking hate?
I fucking
I
hate Connor.
Cashman.
I hate him. I
fucking
hate
his
that
guts.
I hate that
hate everything
retardedly
about him.
doofy
And then less than
cocksucker.
20 hours later, he's like, my mind was in the right place, but my words were jumbled up. You know, I'm sorry, Connor. I'll get back to you at a different time. You'd be like, damn, bro. Like, you'd be so
Yeah,
pissed.
no,
Like,
it's just but-
fucking hate me, bro. Just hate me. Just
No,
say
my
you don't
whole
like me.
But my whole thing, seriously, like, is if you before you say something, obviously think it out.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say it, fucking mean it. Take the heat. Take the fucking heat. Like,
Be a
take
big
the
boy.
heat that comes. No matter what, you're not gonna make everybody happy. I see my green screen moved again, and I just don't care. You're not gonna make everybody happy. If those are your real thoughts, stick to them. I have more respect for that. I have more respect for people who come through and they're super into their thoughts. The fact that he just sat there and walked it back like a fucking makeup wearing pussy, like, dude, you're on your last tour. But by the way, it isn't his last tour. He's a fucking liar because he's going fucking on tour with Paul Stanley's Soul Station after this, which is a decent band. They do just covers, and Paul Stanley has a decent singing voice. But dude, just stick to their fucking words, man. You understand, Sean? That's like me looking at you and I'm like, I fucking hate you. You're gay. And then like less than a day later, I'm like, I don't fucking hate you. You're not gay. You what the
Sorry.
fuck?
I think
You'd be
my
like, why
eyes
did you
buzzed.
say it then? It was almost like
Right in the fucking pussy, Nancy boy.